Hey, welcome to Coffee Chat. I don't know if it was glitching on everybody else's end, but it was a little internet glitchy for me, but it's not a coffee chat unless there's a tech issue. So I'd like to welcome to the show Aisha and Alicia Oliphant. Hey, ladies, how are you doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
I am
Yes,
doing good. Yeah,
you brought,
it's a
yes, you
fairly
brought a
good day.
coffee. It's only
I
right to bring.
actually don't have a cup with me today, so luckily you brought it so that it's still coffee
Yes.
chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it standard coffee that you're drinking?
French vanilla. So if that counts, then
French vanilla.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that counts. The coffee that doesn't
Okay.
taste like coffee.
That's pretty much.
That's awesome. So Aisha and Alicia, did you want to give a little background on yourselves of how you got into acting and how you got into production?
Yeah. I mean, we started basically like we grew up in the church. So from there, like it was after like maybe like I think we were 9, 10 around there. Like we gave
Okay.
our life to the Lord, and when we did that, it was like a year, about like a year or so, like within then, like we started to have a passion for like screenwriting. We were watching like Sweet
Okay.
Up on Deck, and then since watching that show, we're like, oh, like we want to write.
Yeah.
So like we tried writing, and so first started with poetry and then screenwriting, and we started writing our own like screenplay, and then acting was like a year after that, and it took like a couple years before we were able to take classes. And then
Yeah.
our mom put in acting classes, and we've just been training and kind of been in and out since then, and just trying to, work in this industry, right, as actors. And production kind of came college. So
Yes. So
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the dream that we've always had was like to act, but also to create our own projects. And so we're like, okay, so instead of going to college for like acting, let's go for production so we can learn the hands-on stuff and we can learn like how to actually produce, how to actually like, well, we did writing already, but we could still learn more from teachers and stuff. So we wanted to be able to grow in our skills and just to be able to produce as well as just create our own work.
Yeah, for sure. And do you find by creating your own work, then you don't have that feeling of, okay, now I'm waiting on casting to cast me in something? It's more like taking charge of your career.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's been like really encouraging just to be able to like and inspiring for us to just be able to like create our own stuff, and then we kind of feel like we're a bit more in control of our careers that way too. And so it's been difficult because this project that we're working on now is very challenging. It's the first like scale project that we're actually doing, so it's fun, but it's challenging.
And so you have done one previous production, correct? And then now you're working on another one.
Yes. But this one that we did previously is more like a collaboration. So we did do a little bit of like producing, but most of the production work was on the other company we worked with. Yeah, and so we had production. So they were guys that we went to high school with, and they just reached out to us and said like, we've been in touch for a bit just to get advice from them because they're doing their own productions as well. And so we just one day like, hey, like, do you guys have a script? And we're like, we can write one. And so Aisha wrote it because I was in school at the time, and we just kind of produced it, and it was a really great collaboration. We had so much fun working with them, and it has really good response on YouTube and really good feedback. And so it was a whole like, great experience just to be able to create something. It was just for fun, really. Like, and then to have the demo footage, right, to show like our agents.
Yeah, for sure.
That was
The demo footage is huge, and it's sometimes hard to come by when you're starting out. So if you can create your own stuff, that's incredible. So do you think like that's where you want to go down the route, is like continuously producing your own stuff because you have your own production company now, or are you still hoping to do lots of stuff for other people and other productions? Or kind of like a 50-50?
Yeah, I think it's like 50-50. Like, I mean, like we're open to working on like, other people's productions. Also like, we really just like want to keep producing our own stuff. Just because, there are not a lot of stuff that we like to be honest, like on TV now. So it's just like being able to create actual like productions that you want to see more of, right? So that's kind of what our mission is to create more of that, the stuff that we want to see.
That's awesome. So Alicia and Aisha provided me with some clips. So I'm going to show the first clip, and then if you want to give like a little history on that, here we go.
But how? He's taking the car. Eggnog? It's starting to taste more and more like sweaty gym socks.
Yeah, so that was from the short film that we did. That was actually released. Funny story about that one is like, so I wrote the script for that, and I actually like it was supposed to be like a Christmas film because of the time. Like we didn't have enough time to really like when we shot it to like now editing and stuff like that in post production, and we didn't have enough time to release it for Christmas. So we ended up just changing it to New Year's thing, and it was released like February 3rd or 2nd.
Yeah,
around there. And yeah, that was like just the fun short that we did.
That's amazing. And then the second clip here. Do you want me to play it first and then do a little intro? Or do you want to intro first? Okay.
Let's watch it. Let's show the clip.
Okay, I'll show the clip.
What? Haley, come on, let's go. Hey, fix again? Seriously? What's the problem? No. Haley! What? Mom, no. Fix your hair. Alyssa, what's wrong with Haley?
No, let's just go.
Haley!
Awesome. I find that so funny because you like pulled in the identical twin aspect. I love it.
Yeah, we love twins. I don't know why. It's just really weird that we just love twins. It's a mystery for sure. Yeah, I'll let Alicia explain that. Because,
so that clip was from our crowdfunding video for our new project, which is a web series called Twins Out of Sync. And I wrote the script for that one when I was in school. It was just like a pilot, 10-minute episode. Like I had to write for my screenwriting class, and Aisha was like, this is really good. Like we should like develop this into a series. And I was like, really? And she's like, I was like, I don't know. And she's like, no, we should do this. And so like that was kind of how that was started, and it's pretty much a story based off of a real moment our life, a little bit. So it's like a real moment in our life where we had to decide whether or not we wanted to go to different schools or not. And so it came from an idea where our youth pastor at the time, he was like, hey, like you guys should think about going to different schools, get some independence. And we're like no. And then after like we actually really considered it, we're like, you know what, that's actually not a bad idea to split up. So we applied to different schools and and got into different and it was awesome. Like we actually were just fine on our own, and we didn't have any anxiety or separation anxiety or anything.
We had more to talk about actually. So we could actually like talk to each other about different things, and we had different like experiences, different like friend groups and stuff. So it was really good to actually like watch each other. So
I can imagine that's hard splitting up, especially when you've been with each other for so long, and like that twin connection and bond. But I can imagine, like you said, it was also a good thing.
Although we're stuck with each other.
Have you both wanted to get into acting since you were like little kids, or have you found like that's something that developed over time?
I would say both of us
at the same time. It's really weird how like being, I guess it's part of being twins, but I know there are other twins that are not so similar like us, but we've always been like super similar, always wanting to do like things together. And so with acting, when we started out there, it was like both of us wanted to do it at the exact same time. We both wanted to produce, both wanted to write, and we just collaborate on pretty much
things. Well, not everything, but some scripts we write individually and stuff like that too. So not everything is the same. And then we have little minor differences. Like I don't like bananas. Alicia likes bananas.
I like avocados. Aisha doesn't like avocados. So we're different in some ways, but very similar in a lot of ways.
Do you ever find that people have a hard time telling you apart?
All the time.
Even family.
Do you get annoyed by that? Are you like, Do you not like see that I'm like different, or do you like the fact that you look identical?
That's a good question. It depends. Yeah, because sometimes it's we don't get annoyed. We're like, okay, we're used to it. It's whatever. But sometimes we're like, seriously, especially if they known us like since we're like infants, like we're babies. Like, you know us since we're babies. And we're like, okay, there's no excuse. Like, how long have you known us for? You should know us by now. And then other times it's like we have friends too that we just met, and they can tell us like instantly like that. But other people take more time to tell us apart because we are, I guess, slightly different in personality as well. And so if people were to spend time with us, they'll know like, oh yeah, this is Aisha, this is Alisha. Okay, cool. I know the difference. But some people just can't tell us.
That's fun. It'd be like interesting if I had a twin. I would be totally doing like a twin switch in school. I'd be like, can you do like my test for me if you're better at the subject?
I mean, we didn't do that, but because we were like the same in a lot of subjects. Like math, we were both terrible at math.
No, but I feel like we did do it like once.
I don't remember.
For a math test. And then since then, like they knew like the difference. So since then, that's like vague in my memory though. Like, and then since then we never did it again. So that was kind of scary.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
So I don't. But that's very vague.
Yeah, you didn't hear it here if mom's watching. Kev's asking, what's your previous production called? Is it out yet? And where can you watch it? The one that is out already.
Yeah. That's called Tied Up on New Year's. And so that's on our YouTube channel, OLIPHANT'S, as well as the guys' channel, Snowy Eye Productions. And so you can watch it on either channel. It's also on Vimeo on our production account, I believe.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so their YouTube channel link should be below the YouTube video airing right now. So you can go over to their channel and watch it.
Yeah, it's also in our Instagram bio too, in the link tree.
Instagram bio. Okay, cool. Yeah, so link should be below this video or in their Instagram bio. And I will put their Instagram back up on the screen. There you go. So do you have any advice for actors or people that want to get into production like you guys?
That's a good question. I mean, we can go on a lot about this topic, but I guess some starter points would be to always train. That's always the first step, you know, with acting especially. You want to be able to understand the craft and know what you're doing on set. You're obviously not going to always know every single thing, and that's okay. But when you're wanting to get into anything at all, you should always train and first get the classes, figure out, okay, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What do I need to work on? How can I be the best possible in my craft? Because this industry is very competitive. It's very hard, but it's also very fun, and it can be draining, mastered, and draining as well because there's a lot of rejection, and so it's just very important to first start out with the basics and training, and then work your way up by getting experience with on student productions, independent films,
making your own stuff,
making your own projects.
And I would say like for production, just like just start out by like, you know, getting people together, like, you know, find people who know how to like shoot, know how to write, know how to like produce. Even if you don't know how, like you can learn together, right? We were even we were part of a short film group. We haven't really done with them since, but like we were part of, and we're just learning different things, right? Some of us didn't know every single position, but we're figuring it out together. And that's kind of what we're doing, even though we went to school for it. I mean, that's a more expensive option. So you can go to school for production if you want, but like, I mean, that's a more expensive option. The cheaper ways are just YouTube stuff, you know, take the camera, play with the camera, your phone, different things, shoot it on your phone, you know. Building blocks.
Do you find like mindset has played a key in where you've gotten to right now? Do you have to do any mindset work, or do you feel like you're pretty okay in that area, or is that like a work in progress?
I think the mindset is pretty important, I would say. You definitely want to, like, it's always going to be a work in progress, even for us. Like, you know, you always get in your head. Sometimes you may get in your head and be, you know, comparing yourself to where other people are, and, you know, you're seeing other people do better, or like, which you really want to make sure you're not focused on other people. Still cheer other people on and support them, but also don't like get so consumed by that you're like, you know, you're now like stuck in that place of like doubt or fear or anything.
You're taking
like
yourself
that.
out of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're self-sabotaging yourself.
Yeah. Which you don't want to do.
Is there anything you go to like your maybe like your top 3 things for like acting or mindset? Is there anything like is your go-to for training or for getting in the right mindset or just getting into the whole headspace for auditions and stuff?
Yeah, I'll let you answer that. Okay, so for, I guess, one of the biggest foundations for us is our faith. And so praying, reading the Bible, and just being in the presence of God in worship. And so that's one thing that we like to do a lot. And it really helps to like ground us and just to be filled with the Spirit and just to relax and not be overwhelmed. And so that's one of our major things. When it comes to training, we train at different schools. Like, so sometimes we go to LB, which we've had great experiences there. We worked with an acting coach. Her name is Nahani Johnstone. She's been a major just encouragement and support in our careers and just helping us to be more confident in ourselves, because that's one of the things that we struggled with a lot was like confidence and having the lack of confidence, not really believing in our own abilities and our own talents. And so she's been a major encouragement to us and help in that area.
Yeah, so we recommend finding a good coach
that you resonate with, that you work well with, that you get along with. That's very, very important. It's not so much about, the names of the schools necessarily, but more the coach that you resonate with the best and you work well with the best and you understand like what they're teaching and you can apply it, like, oh, like you have like those like light bulb moments, right? With your coach. And so you want someone that you can really grow with and help, and they just help you and you get what they're saying.
Yeah, I find too with coaches, it's kind of like a trial and error thing where if you take an acting class and you're not enjoying it, then maybe that's not the technique that's right for you. Because I found that with somewhere, like I wasn't getting it, and then like tried like a different class with a different coach. It's like, oh, okay, now that just automatically clicked in, because I feel like sometimes it's teaching style, method, and then also personality too. Like if you can connect with the coach on a personality level. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So just wanted to put that out there too, for anybody that's getting discouraged in one acting class, try a different school or try a different coach or try a different method, right?
Yeah, and maybe audit a couple of different classes too before you actually expect it. Because some studios will allow you to do that for free.
Yeah, so I know LB does that. LB acting, they do that. Yeah, so you can audit a class. That's a good tip, auditing classes for free to get a sense of the style and stuff. Is there any other thing that you think that has contributed to where you are right now that isn't necessarily related to acting or productions? Like, was there like a catalyst that sort of launched things off? Like sometimes we don't understand things happening until they've happened later in life. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like I wanted to be a doctor, and then I went from being a doctor to being a cake artist to now being an actor, and the cake company was actually the catalyst to getting to here. So is there something like in that's happened in life that sort of sparked everything in motion?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I would say I would attribute that to our faith for sure. It really like started from there because like we grew up like we're pretty soft spoken, and we grew up pretty like quiet and shy. We're like we don't really like the camera like that much. Like still like the spotlight. We don't like the spotlight.
Don't like the camera.
And we can really attribute it to that because when we gave our life to Christ, we really like felt like he was calling us to this industry for a reason, and we know that we're like he's confirmed it multiple times to us, and we know that we're meant to be in this industry, and he's basically qualified us and equipped us with the tools and stuff. And I mean, let's do classes as well too, right? And that's kind of what led us on this path. I mean, there's been multiple times when we like quit. We're like, okay, we're done with this industry. Like we're taking a break at the school and stuff. And then it's always been like kind of a reoccurring kind of thing. And so I even say like support from like friends, family, our community, church community, or friend community, like our family,
people around us.
Mom.
Our mom has been a big supporter.
She's the one driving us, like, you know, downtown, still driving us. We're, you know, we're working on the license, but, you know, like, contributing to those things for sure.
Mom taxi. I know all about that. Mom taxis are the best taxis because you don't have to tip.
Now she's making us drive right now. Though.
Yeah, now we're just
we're
that practicing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. Is there anything coming up besides that short film that you want to direct people to?
Yeah, so we have the web series that we're, like, the crowdfunding video is going to be coming out soon. We will be holding auditions. We're going to look at winter. That is the goal. Okay. But I mean, things might change because, I mean, things have kind of shifted a lot over like the past couple of weeks. Yeah. And stuff. So just that currently right now, and then just auditioning basically is what we're doing.
That's what we're up to.
Yeah.
Auditions, the web series. So follow us on our Instagrams so you can stay up to date whenever we release our crowdfunding video, and and just more updates about the project and what we're working on.
Yeah, even though you can subscribe to that because we're gonna be posting more. So on that.
Social media, it's a constant battle to get posts out, right?
Yeah, it's a challenge. Yeah, and there's two of us that feel like, come on, let's go. Yeah. Right. So
yeah, I always find it so funny when I tag you, like I instantly get like messages from all of your accounts. Like simultaneously. It's funny. But I love it. Is there anything else do you think that you want to leave people with that are looking to get into productions or acting? Like your best advice that you could possibly give?
I would say is set boundaries. Make sure you're like clear about your boundaries and what like you want to do and don't want to do, and you also realize that you have the ability to say no. Like you don't have to say yes to everything just because every opportunity comes your way. If you're not comfortable with something, don't feel like you are pressured to have to say yes to at risk of your agent or a casting director or producer, the director. So I think that's a very important thing to remember is that you have the power to say no. Yeah, and I would say
that advice.
And surround yourself with like a support system and whether it's other actors, your coach, like just anybody that you can, like that would just encourage you, because this industry is hard and you do have to have thick skin. You do have to have perseverance and endurance, because it's not a race, it's a marathon, right? So don't feel like you have to rush to like, oh, I gotta accomplish this, or just because I don't audition for a while or I don't book something doesn't mean I'm not talented, doesn't mean I'm not good. And so it's really important, one, to keep up your skills, but also in the off times when you don't have auditions or you don't have bookings, but just to continue to work on your craft, have fun. Like that's, if you're not having fun, then what's the point of doing it, right? So it's like, just remember that it's not a race. Don't compare yourself to other people's journey. Focus on what you're doing and just improving yourself, improving your skills, and staying on top of the industry, and just surrounding yourself with people.
That's amazing. I love that. You heard it from Aisha and Alisha. So make sure to go and follow them if you're not. The links are below this video on YouTube. All of their accounts are linked there. I believe I have the other links. If not, I will link up your web series when there's like the link for it for crowdfunding. And then I will link to your YouTube video for the short film that we showed you. So yeah, make sure you go follow them and all their things, and go check out their videos over on their YouTube channel. And ladies, thank you so much for joining me. This was so fun. I love chatting with you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We said,
chatting over coffee. It's awesome. Coffee over coffee right here. Coffee.
Yes, thank you for bringing that, because I forgot mine today.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.